What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Yankees Avenue Show on the Yankees Avenue YouTube channel. As usual, I'm Patrick Hennessy. That's Stan Rourke. Dan, how are we doing on this marvelous morning?
Doing good, man. Although I'm a little bit bummed, not gonna lie, that the West Coast trip is over. I really enjoyed this past week, and now we got to go back to, dude. Even Saturday and Sunday's games threw me off a little bit because I was like, oh crap, 7 o'clock first pitch. That's no bueno. I like 10 o'clock games, dude. I would take it every day of my life. Besides
I
Sunday,
wouldn't.
o'clock games are all right. If the Yankees could play at 10 o'clock every single night and just go about your day, finish with that, I'd be a big fan. But how you doing?
No, I'll tell you why. I'm good, first of all, but I love like 7 o'clock, bro. Even 4 o'clock games are really good. I love 7 o'clock, bro, because there's nothing better than like sitting down to eat dinner and watching the Yankees, bro. That's like
I eat
that
dinner at
makes my
five
day.
o'clock though. I eat dinner at 5 o'clock. I'm very strict on that. And I like 7 o'clock, but if it could be even 1 hour later, it would de-stress my day a little bit. Because I like revolving my whole world around a 7:05 first pitch. I do. But kind of getting a taste of it this past week. I mean, I know we get it every single year. I just enjoy it. I do. Like it's just nice.
Okay, whatever you say,
Because
then.
dude, if I'm gonna be up till 2 a.m. anyways, I might as well be able to watch a live baseball game. You know what I'm
Sure.
saying? So Dan Rourke for president, we get all 10 o'clock East Coast games. Nobody
Hennessy
would vote.
Rourke, 2036. Mark that down. But yeah, Dan, we have a lot to talk about today. A lot of good, a lot of bad, a lot of fun, a lot of sad. Okay. Before we get into that though, be sure to check out our sponsor, FOCO. Link in the description. Use code Yankees Avenue for 15% off your order. A lot of fun stuff. We'll show you guys later. But Dan, let's get right into topic number one. And we got some injury news. One, Nestor Cortez, he's going to be hitting the aisle with a shoulder injury. He's probably going to miss a few starts. Like Aaron Boone said, that's not really too much of a major one, just because I think Nestor could kind of use it at this point. Just with his struggles so far this season, maybe it'll help his innings load or whatever. But the main one that I'm genuinely concerned with is the fact that Aaron Judge, he's undergoing X-rays today, for a potential broken toe. He crashed into the gate wall, whatever you want to call it, on Saturday night in Dodger Stadium. Didn't really think too much of it. Apparently, his foot got banged up, sat out on Sunday night. And then we find out after the game, bro, Judge isn't really feeling too hot about it. And it just feels like the vibes are super low. He's going to get x-rays. If it is a broken toe, I know you looked up the timetable. It's like 4 to 6 weeks he might be out, which would be brutal not only for Judge's historic pace that he's currently on, but it would also be brutal for the Yankees lineup, who, while they did get back Donaldson and Stanton, losing Judge, like we know what that means. It turns them into a minor league outfield. It turns them to basically a minor league lineup. But yeah, how are you feeling about this potential Judge IL stint?
Yeah, I mean, still kind of proceeding with caution with it because he's undergoing the MRI today. Sucks, we're recording without knowing it, but yeah, still waiting on that. First thing I'll say, that catch probably the most impressive catch I've ever seen him make, including the home run robs. I mean, tweeted it out, but the fact that he was full on sprinting 6 inches away from the wall, did not let up whatsoever, is very impressive. And some of them have compared it to like, oh, the Jeter catch, all that. This is 10 times way better than
I
that. One of
agree.
probably the greatest plays I've ever seen. Not kidding. But yeah, dude, no, it of course sucks. And I'm looking up Joe Musgrove. Granted, of course, he's a pitcher. He had a broken toe in spring, and his timetable was minimum of a couple weeks. So at the very least, if Judge does have a broken toe, we're looking at probably the rest of June without him. And yeah, dude, that would absolutely suck. And for him, I mean, you know, 2020 Dan would probably be really upset right now, but this does very much go along with his injury prone narrative. It all has to do with freak accidents. I mean, this probably can't be much more of a freak accident than this. It's really all the Dodgers' fault too. The fact that they don't have a stable stadium, a stable wall to be able to run into. It should be padded. It shouldn't even be able to be open. So it's really on them. Yeah, dude, it blows. On the positive side, I'll say in a way it comes at somewhat of a decent time because at least if he is going to go down, we do have Stanton and Donaldson back, which we'll talk about. But yeah, I mean, like, there's no way to like really, besides that, sugarcoat it. Just if Judge is out 4 to 6 weeks, that just fucking sucks. Plain and
No, it's
simple.
bad.
Yeah,
It makes the month of June look a lot more bleak for a Yankee team where it just feels like we can never have our full strength lineup, right? It's like Stanton comes back. Oh, what happens? Judge literally hits the IL this same weekend.
bro,
It
you
just
can't
feels
make it
like
up.
we could never have nice things, bro. But Judge was talking to the media on Sunday night. There's one quote that I want to bring up that really made me feel off-putting about the situation. So Judge was asked about how he feels about potentially heading on the IL, and he goes, and I quote, I really don't care at this point. If I'm on it, I'm on it. But I'm not, but I'm trying not to be. Who knows? I got no answer yet. I'm hoping today and Monday having a little bit of rest will be good to go hopefully on Tuesday. Um, I'm gonna be honest, bro. Broken toe. He's not good to go on Tuesday. I'll be
But we
shocked
don't
if
know,
it's
by the way,
broken.
that it's broken yet. It's
No.
suspected it
I'm
might be
saying
broken.
if it's a broken toe, no
Yeah.
shot. He's good to go on Tuesday. I'll be shocked regardless. Like even if it isn't a broken toe, that he'll be good to go on
Same.
tomorrow. Just because like the vibes aren't really there, and that's why I say like when Judge is asked about potentially heading on the IL, when we're hearing him say like I really don't care at this point. If I'm on it, I'm on it. That kind of feels to me like yo, Judge feels like this might be bad, and he's like already mentally preparing himself for the worst. That's what I'm clocking that in as.
Yeah, that's an answer to me that seems frustrated. It doesn't seem, a lot of people have talked about it, and I understand it because on paper it does look weird when he says, I really don't care at this point. I look at it in part of the way you're saying he's ready to go on the IL and he kind of knows it's happening. Two, I could also look at it like he thinks he's fine. I really don't care. I can play. I can play through it. We know how Judge is. Obviously, he doesn't want to be on the IL. Obviously, he's not content with being on the IL. So while some may think that, and I understand it from this quote, got to give him the benefit of the doubt here. Like, no, this dude's a fucking beast. Plays through so many injuries, so much like wear and tear. If he could be on the field, he'll be on the field. The Yankees are probably just gonna want to be cautious with it, and that's kind of what sucks about this injury too, because it's not like with the hip, it really didn't upset me all that much. I was able to get over it quite quickly because, dude, those 10-day L stints, like they go by like that. I feel like, and if that were to be the case here, I could kind of get past it, but at least until we hear the news, assuming it's a broken toe, like I would be in the same boat as Judge, dude. Like if you're at 4 to 6 weeks, that's depressing. I didn't see this interview live. I only saw a quote,
Yeah.
but it's not something you can like quickly see the horizon and be like, all right, it'll be better. It's like, nah, dude, like a month without Judge, no matter how you swing it, no matter who's back in the lineup, no matter how well we're playing. We've seen it before when he goes on the IL, dude. They're not the Yankees. I feel
No.
bad saying this, but I've said it for years and I'll say it again. They're nothing without Judge. Aaron Judge is the Yankees. So I don't know. Sucks.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the only bright spot that you kind of look at is yo, Stan's back. So it's like the
Definitely.
lineup
And
doesn't
that
look
helps.
completely feeble. Bro, it helps a ton. But I mean, I'm still looking at a minor league outfield, right? Because then with Judge out, you're really looking at an everyday outfield of what Willie Calhoun, IKF, and Jake Bowers. Bro, not to slander any of those guys, but they're not what I want the Yankees everyday outfield to be like, especially in the month of June already. You know
It's
what
an
I mean?
identity thing as well, too, dude. Once again, going back to the Yankees aren't the Yankees without Judge. I like Stanton. I like Donaldson, Torres, Rizzo. Like they, of course, have names, but it just never feels like we're watching the true product on the field when you don't have Aaron
I
Judge in the
agree.
Yankee lineup. And just from terms of like a watching standpoint, it bothers me almost more because I still think they can get by. I want to give them credit. Like they have gotten by all year long dealing with adversity, if you will. But new month, I'm just trying to think out like the next few weeks. Say we don't have Judge. Like, what are we thinking? Like, try to go 500. Like, I'm not going to set that. Like, we still got to win games. We still have to win games. I mean, we have to. I'd say Judge is out for a month just for easy math. You got to go still like 15-10, I think, or something like that. 5 games over 500. We can't just use this excuse to tread water. Like, no, like we're in a
Sure.
spot now. We could cross the Orioles by next week. We're only 2 games behind them. Team overall is looking good, so it's not the end of the world by any means, but I just really hope this doesn't turn into a thing where like, oh, this is a reason why the Yankees bottom out.
Yeah, dude, for all we know, like it could be nothing, right? We like by the time tonight rolls around, we could be like, oh, Judge is fine. He's in the lineup
If it
tomorrow.
wasn't for that quote, I would like
I
feel that,
know.
dude. Like, you kind of know something's like there's at the very least some sort of IL thing coming. I
Well,
think.
because that's how I felt. That's how I felt like before and during yesterday's game, right? Like I didn't I was like, yo, he's
I
definitely gonna be in the
wasn't
lineup.
really nervous until I saw some like the Boone quotes and stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
he did say he's getting better, and I mean, shit. For like the people who do want to stay positive, I'm one of you. He did say like hopefully we'll be good to go on Tuesday. Tuesday's definitely not happening, but maybe it's plausible. Like if he thinks it's plausible, he could play at some point this week. Maybe it's not as bad a thing. I don't know. I
I
probably
don't
shouldn't
know.
even comment on it anymore until we just
Yeah.
got to get the news. We just got
Yeah.
to figure out what's good with the MRI.
Let me just say one more thing. Like, if it is a broken toe and he has to miss like 4 to 6 weeks, one thing that will like hurt me the most is like him potentially missing All-Star weekend. I know it's like not that big of a deal in the grand scheme of things, but dude, I like I
Actually, think he'd be
remember
back.
what year was it? Maybe like
19.
2019, 2019. He was hurt for All-Star weekend. It just didn't feel the same for me, bro. Like we might have like other people there, like I don't know, like Cole or Trevino or something,
Yeah.
but it doesn't feel the same as like when Aaron Judge is represented at the All-Star game.
Yeah. Well, to make you feel better, he'll at least, I think, definitely make it. He'll be there because in 19, he was out by end of April. So his numbers, like, he didn't have anything to really stand on. By now, even if he didn't play, I feel like till the All-Star break, like, you got to vote him in. And just from the
Well, no,
popularity
I'm
standpoint,
saying
he'll be
like
voted in.
he can be on the roster, but like I want him there.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
Yeah.
I got
Um,
bigger concerns, dude, but I hear you.
Okay. Getting into topic number two, Dan, I guess we could kind of keep going on this Dodger series. One guy who impressed, especially on the mound, Domingo German. Bro, his last five starts or something are absolutely ridiculous. On Sunday night, he pitched 6 1/3 dominant innings against the Dodgers. His ERA is now down to 3.69 in 11 starts. Do we take Domingo German for granted? Because I know, like, a lot of the times we just view him as a number four, number five. We piss on him a lot for off the field stuff, sticky substance stuff. It just seems like there's always something going on with Domingo German outside of his pitching. Um, but how do you feel about him as a pitcher?
Well, you mentioned the outside of the pitching. I'm not even going to factor that in this conversation because Domingo German, the pitcher, we absolutely do take for granted. And, I was talking to my boy the other day going through the pitching matchups. And I was like, Sevy Friday, Cole Saturday, and Herman on Sunday. He's like, ooh, Herman on Sunday. Damn. I'm like, nah, dude. Like, what do you mean? Herman's a good pitcher. Every single time out, he gives you a chance to win. And just to go over some of the stats, I mean, the dude's legitimately having a pretty damn real good season. Yeah, 3.69 ERA and 11 starts. But, dude, 0.95 whip. Do you know where that ranks in all of baseball, Pat?
Where does that rank?
Fourth in
Huh?
all of baseball, dude. And, looking at like his advanced stats and all this, his chase rate, 96th percentile. His curveball, dude, has always been good, but watching it lately, dude, it really looks unhittable. That changeup yesterday, too, his sinker's going. Listen, I'm not gonna like totally exonerate him of the fact of there could be some aid to it, how good he's pitching. Like he's had two sticky substance checks now. Like he's definitely overloading on Roslin a little bit. But last night there was no issue, and he's not shut out. He threw really well, 6 1/3 against one of the better offensive teams in baseball. He ain't gonna start game one of the ALDS, but the Yankees have something real nice in Domingo German all of a sudden. And in terms of the pitcher, I do think that Yankee fans should appreciate him just a little bit more. Although I
Yeah,
think a lot also do.
for what he is, I think he's a solid number three, which I think is way past expectations of what we originally thought of Herman. At least me coming into the season, like I viewed him as, I don't even want him as our number five. And I think that's just because it's tough for me to avoid all the off the field stuff. But when I do, like, yeah, what we're seeing from him this season is nothing short of very, very impressive. And I know the sticky substance stuff like that rubbed people the wrong way too. He had to serve a 10-game suspension for that, put the Yankees in a weird spot. Also got Ian Hamilton injured, so that sucks. But I mean, yeah, Sunday start was great. I hope to see this moving forward, especially with Nestor out. Carlos Rodon is picking things up. Apparently, he's facing live hitters soon, so his return of the rotation, debut of the rotation at this point, that'll be big. So I think once Rodon potentially, if he ever comes back, he'll probably fill in as that number two. But I think until then, bro, Domingo Ramon's your number two. It's kind of weird to say, but it's the truth.
Yeah, I mean, Sevy technically would still be the number two, I think, but we'll talk about maybe his implosion in a little bit. But yeah, dude, I just also want to say the spin rates to maybe clear him of any accusations. I don't know. His spin rates have always remained pretty much the same. They've been on a consistent level throughout the whole season. There hasn't been like a big uptick on starts where he is getting checked for sticky stuff. And the fact that it's been a league-wide problem, I mean, like when Max Scherzer's dealing with it and other pitchers across baseball, I look at it as more of an MLB issue, an umpire issue, rather than a Domingo German issue. I really do. So it's, in terms of that, at least it's easy for me to get over, just look past it and say every time he takes the ball, we have a chance to not only just win, but see like a really impressive and fun outing to watch. I mean, he's probably, dude, like he's up there right now, like when Cole looks good, when like Savvy looks good, like German is that tier of when he's on, which is quite consistent these days. He looks like if you were just some average Joe watching, didn't know anything about him, you think he's a Cy Young contender. If you were watching him last night, you would think he's a Cy Young contender with how good he looked. And
I
I'll
don't
tell
know
you
if I
this,
had to go there.
I'm a big fan. No, I mean, I honestly, I think it's indisputable when he's on and you're watching him pitch, just watching one isolated start like last night. it's impressive. And he was getting hyped up too. You see him when he struck out Mookie, he was screaming. He was doing a little glove twirl, like having a little bit of swagger. Shout out to
Swagger.
you, Domingo German. Yeah, dude, I liked
Bro,
it.
that was the most Michael K thing you've ever seen.
Hey, I'll take that as a compliment.
But no, yeah, I agree. And I think always what we said was guys like Domingo German, guys like Aroldis Chapman. Like, if you want people to shut up about like all the other stuff that you do, just perform on the field, right? And then no one will really bring that stuff up. Domingo German's doing just that, right? It's like when he's on the mound, he's performing. So I'm not gonna say anything, dude. Like, yo, do your
Yeah.
thing. And that's all we could ask for at this
Which
point.
is
Like,
me
you're
with
on the roster, so I hope you do well. And now that you're doing well, props to you.
which is how it should be with every baseball player. I mean, should we pretend to be best friends with all these people? Like, would I hang out with every single player on the Yankees roster? No, but I want the Yankees to win. And if you're going to help them do that, I'm a fan of you. Once again, if I saw Domingo German in the street, I wouldn't shake his hand. I'd probably want to spit on the motherfucker. But is that the business that I'm in? No, I want the Yankees to fucking win. And he's a good pitcher. That's all that matters. Like, I don't got to
Dude,
be
you
no.
know for a fact you walk down a dark alleyway, Domingo German's walking the other way. You are not spitting on him, bro.
Oh, I thought you were going to say, like, I was going to shake his hand. Like, I ain't shaking Domingo German's
No,
hand
you're not
at a
shaking
dark
his hand.
fucking
You're
alleyway.
literally not spitting on him.
No, I would. No, first of all, I ain't going to spit on anybody. I'm saying more so like the thought. Like, I do have some repulse about Domingo German, the person. There's a lot of people I don't like. They don't pitch for the Yankees, though. So why do I give a shit?
Yo, it is 11:30 p.m. Actually, nah, 2:30 a.m.
No.
Dark alley in Hoboken. Okay, you're walking down. Aroldis Chapman's walking the other way. What's your next move?
Well, first, no. Honestly, Herman, Chapman, like any player I do know, like I would say what's good to them because I would actually feel quite safe. Like honestly, that's why,
You would walk up
dude.
to
If
Aroldis
I'm in a
Chapman.
dark alley at 2 a.m., like I would love to see a Yankee. Honestly, give me a familiar face, dude. And there's no dark alleys in Hoboken, by the way.
I'm sure there has to be.
No, dude, I ain't fucking Queens.
Oh, okay.
No disrespect to your guys' Queens who are watching, but Pat's Queens, scary
Okay,
place.
dude. Getting into topic number 3. Oh no, before we get into topic number 3, want to
Yes.
give a huge shout out to our sponsor, FOCO. You guys already know about FOCO, bro. They have the best Yankees merchandise in the world. Get this beautiful Judge hat right in time for his IL stint. I know, Dan, you have some other stuff that I don't too.
I do have some other stuff that I don't have on me right now because I'm still in my parents' house, but I did consider actually doubling up on wearing the same shirt I wore last week. For those who don't know, it's a beautiful shirt. But Pat, every time I wear something for like the second time within 6 weeks, you roast me, so I didn't do that. But anything with a Yankee logo on it, they probably have it. Sick bobblehead, sick apparel, sick footwear, sick everything wear, really. And boy, did they got, I don't know if we can reveal it just yet, but they got something dope coming out
We
soon.
can't.
So just be in tune with what Foco's got going on. Code Yankees Avenue for 15% off. Get ready, guys. We do have a good summer of baseball coming, regardless. Like the Yankees are in it. We got ourselves a race, and you want to be decked out for that race. So 15% off. Code Yankees Avenue. All right, let's do the next one a little bit quick. All right.
Sure, Dan. I'm sure the people watching want us to speed things up.
They do, dude.
But topic number 3, Dan, Donaldson and Stanton both returned this weekend. Both of them made immediate impacts. Both of them hit a home run this weekend. Stanton hit one on Saturday, and I think
They were both
Donaldson.
on the same day. Stanton was Friday, and then Donaldson at 2
No,
Friday.
no, Stanton's was Saturday.
No, it
Wait,
wasn't. It was the same game.
was it?
Yeah, bro. I watched these homers like 15 to 20 times each. I think I
Okay,
know.
excuse me. Regardless, Donaldson had 2 home runs. Stanton had a nice weekend as well. He had a nice little double on Sunday as well. But which player were you more impressed with in their first series back?
All right. So I'm going to kind of be a loser on this one and kind of take both, but I do have an answer for you. First, I want to say Giancarlo Stanton, very impressed. The fact that right out of the gate, he looked as good as he did. I mean, dude, I have egg on my face now, bro, because I said, get ready for at least probably a week and a half of Stanton look like total loss of the plate. Nah, first game, hits a bomb. And last night, even more so impressive, in game 3 of the series finale, that double, dude, with 2 strikes, I think it was a slider away, reached out and just crushed that shit. You refer to it as a little double. I know you're just being cute. 114 miles an hour, bro. And I'm seeing that. I'm like, dude, let's go. And this is a spot where I can, to get past the Judge stuff a little bit. The fact that Stanton's already looking this good is very, very promising and could be huge over the next few weeks. That's not my answer, though. I'm going to go with Josh Donaldson. And, dude, very quietly, 3 home runs in 7 games now for Donaldson. And, just to put that into perspective, that's a 69 homer pace over 162 games, Pat. So, with that said, man, it has me thinking, what if he's good? What if Josh Donaldson is good? And 2022 was an aberration. We've seen players, they come to New York for the first time, they struggle a little bit. How many times have we seen that? And then eventually they can settle in. I mean, not the best example to bring up right now because he's back to being shit this year, but Francisco Lindor, 2021, his first year with the Mets, was bad. People kind of gave up hope on him a little bit. 2022 comes back and he has like a 7 WAR, really good, finds comfort. Not so much this year, but point is, last year doesn't finish the story for Josh Donaldson. If he comes back this year and performs, nah, dude, you can kind of right the ship a little bit. And so far, well, granted, it's only 7 games. The fact that he has 3 homers, I'm willing to be excited about him in the lineup tomorrow and going forward until he looks shit, because you kind of have to, especially with Judge out.
Yes. I agree with everything you said 1,000%.
What else is
I'm impressed with what we saw from both of them this weekend, but I think I'm more impressed with Donaldson just because he was so much more of an X factor coming back from the IL, right? It's like Stan's coming back, you kind of know what you're gonna get, right? I'm assured that when Stan is healthy, he's going to perform. Donaldson, not really the same way, right? So to see him just hitting 2 home runs, first game back, and also pimping them pretty nicely as well.
Yeah.
It's a great sight to see, dude. Especially when we're looking at a Yankees infield right now that I feel like can use a little bit of pop, especially at third base with DJ, bro. I don't know what the deal is with DJ LeMahieu. If he continues to struggle, that might be a major topic next episode. But over the past month, bro, he's been absolutely garbage.
Real quick, OPS on DJ for the season down to 697, average 239, OBP at just 301. So yeah, no, good on you for bringing that up. I actually wanted to mention that myself. That's another reason why a Donaldson resurgence would be huge, because 1, DJ can't play every day, and 2, even if he could, he might just not be good enough to.
Dude, so. But that's what I'm saying. The way I'm looking at it, and this is what bothers me about Yankees fans sometimes. It's Donaldson wasn't really even given an open mind treatment coming back from the IL. Bro, people didn't even want him coming back from the IL. But with the current state of the Yankees third base situation, it's not like we have an all-star there, right? It's not like they called up Peraza and they're like, yo, see what you could do at third base. It's not like DJ's absolutely raking. We're looking at an open slot where you throw in Josh Donaldson, bro. If he provides you above average offense and we already know that his defense is going to be good, dude, he's my third baseman. And if he can keep up whatever, he's obviously not going to hit 69 home runs this year. But, dude, if he bats 250 with 6 to 7 home runs a month, dude, I'll take that. Give me a 750 OPS from Josh Donaldson with his solid defense. And I think he's your starting third baseman. Throw DJ back to the bench. I hate to say it, but that's what you might be looking at. And then he could give consistent off days to Rizzo, Glaber, and Donaldson. He'd still be getting 3 starts a week, but I think Donaldson should be your starting third baseman.
Yeah, well, DJ's gonna play for sure. I think over the next couple weeks they should maybe, if there were to be a time where you kind of give him a rest, this would be, I think, the time. If you only play DJ, say 2 to 3 times a week, give the playing time majority to Donaldson, that might be the best thing for him, because DJ also looks really just fatigued right now or something, dude. He looks slow. He looks almost like a turtle out there, and it's it sucks to watch, because early on he really did look good, Pat. I know you may disagree with that, but the first month DJ was good.
Well, no, okay. All of a sudden, he looked okay. He didn't.
No, DJ had no. But DJ, if DJ was April DJ through the remainder of the year, that would be a major W. He was an 800 OPS guy, and then he happened to fall off, which it sucks. But
he had an 800 OPS in April.
Yeah, right around there. It was May, the first 30 games, he had an 800 OPS, and he was good with runners in scoring position, this and all that. But over the next couple of weeks, yeah, I think Donaldson should get a lot of the playing time. I'm with you on that. A lot of people didn't have an open mind towards him coming back. They should for the next month. With that said, though, if he does fall off, then you got to get into the Peraza conversation. If this doesn't last and he shits the bed over the next couple of weeks, his leash can't be that long, because then you go back to, all right, this dude was ass last year. He's looking just as bad now.
Yeah.
What's the hope here? But for now,
June. Huh? He has June.
Yes, exactly. I think we can close it with that, actually. You have June to just show us your thing, bro.
I'm excited, though.
When he hits the homers, he pimps them. It really does make you forget about last year in a sense, because it's just to him probably too, bro. It's you're picking up where you left off, of being a good player, and then you kind of get your swagger back once again.
Okay. All right.
The gray hair dude too is kind of interesting. I feel like his hair is gray as fuck.
It's interesting. It's interesting for sure. Yeah. But topic number 4, Dan. Looking back at this series at LA one last time, today's an off day, so why not? Give me one other storyline that might have caught your attention, whether that's Anthony Volpe.
Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it, dude. I'm gonna give you mine fresh, original. You don't know what I'm gonna say.
Oh, okay.
No, take a guess.
I don't know. You tell me, Dan. I'd love to hear it.
All right, Jake Bowers. Listen, I ain't gonna take any credit for this because I technically walked this back. Not because of swing, because the defense is ass, and I stand by that. But nobody can deny the offensive swing of Jake Bowers, dude. 2 home runs on Friday, 5 homers now in the year. He has a 342 OBP, slugging percentage 524. That's an 866 OPS. And the reason I get excited, something I've vaguely mentioned in the past, this dude in 2018, entering the 2018 season, was the Rays' 5th prospect in their system. Comes up, doesn't hit all that well, goes back to the minors, minor league deal with the Yankees, found some success, re-signed with us, is now finding success in the big leagues. I get excited about the idea of he's just a late bloomer. He's still only 28 years old. Once again, former top prospect. Maybe it just didn't click till now. Say what you want about the defense, but this dude can absolutely rake. The issue, though, is they got to figure out what they want to do with either him or Willie Calhoun because they're essentially the same player. They can hit, they cannot field. You can't have 2 of those guys going on to October.
Are you keeping Bowers over Willie?
I have no idea. No idea, bro. Because I think Willie is more capable of catching the ball.
Yeah.
But Bowers is obviously the better athlete. And Bowers almost has like Glaber syndrome a little bit when I see him make an error. It's like, it doesn't seem like it's a talent thing. It's just like, bro, are you an idiot? You know? But I like his swing better than I like Willie Calhoun's. So I think it could be interesting over the next few months to see. You think at least one of them are going to be on the playoff roster, I'd assume, right? I would say so. At least
Yeah.
one.
Yeah. I mean, one thing
Better
I
just
will
be
say,
one.
I'll take both of them over Waldo.
It's tough, dude, because like it's not Bowers does play first base too, and he actually looked pretty good
Yeah.
at first base, which is that's a bonus. He just has to learn how to catch the ball.
Bro,
It's
I know.
simple
Like,
stuff too. It's not like it's like a squeeze the glove type of situation. Like I can't lose all hope on Bowers' defense because he's athletic. It's like catch the ball, squeeze the glove.
no, I know. But like, when you just said like, oh, like there's some errors where it's just like, dude, what are you doing? I had that same feeling when Waldo was in left field. You know what I'm talking about? Where he was trying to
You're
get the
like,
ball,
yo, bro.
dude. I'm like, bro, pick up the ball, bro. Like
Yeah.
it's not that he looked like a lost puppy trying to like get his ball, dude.
Real quick shout out to him though. He had a pretty good weekend
Sure.
in his return.
Sure.
Somebody cracked me up raw on Yankees Ave. I was like, when I posted the homer, like shit, man, AAA really fixed his swing. And it's funny because he had the homer, but then also yesterday too, the go ahead RBI single, which is a big
I don't
spot.
think it
Yeah,
was a single. I
single. No,
think
it was a ground out.
it was a
I knew it
ground.
wasn't a single too. I just put my brain put out in the morning for some reason.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
But good weekend for Waldo, dude. Good weekend.
Yeah, no, a good weekend for the Yankees in
Offensively.
general. I mean, you're taking 2 out of 3 from the Dodgers. I think coming into the series, they had the best record in the NL, right?
Yeah, I think they were tied with the Diamondbacks. Actually, can you believe that?
Yeah, no, it's kind of wild.
Crazy.
But there's 2 quick storylines that I do want to bring up from this weekend. One, the struggles of Anthony Volpe. I know he had a big home run on Sunday night. That doesn't really change my vibes too much. Like you know how I operate, right? Like I don't let one big hit or one whatever kind of change my philosophy. I still think I'm a little bit concerned with the struggles of Anthony Volpe. It just feels like this starts to happen pretty frequently where it's like once we start to get concerned about his offensive struggles, he'll hit a home run. It buys him like another week of people kind of forgetting about it. But I need to start seeing some consistent offense from Volpe. The defense looked fine this weekend, but I think if you're not starting to see like consistent offense soon, I think you need to start considering Peraza. I know we talked about it last episode, but I think I'm giving him the month of June as well, where it's like, yo, start to rake in the month of June. If not, I'm going to start to become pretty concerned about the bat.
Yeah, I hear you, but not for me. The only thing that could lead me to that area is if the defense really starts looking bad, which, I mean, shit, you could argue we're trending in that direction. It wasn't bad this weekend or anything, but if he were to not make plays at shortstop consistently, then it'd be like, okay, now we just need somebody who can field the ball. We know that Peraza can do that.
Yeah.
I'll go back to pretty much what I've been saying, and you've also mentioned it yourself. Volpe goes down to AAA, I think he'll do the exact same thing Peraza is doing. And you mentioned the glimpses. To me, I'd agree with you on a lot of other players, but when it comes to a rookie, a top prospect, I think the glimpses are important. And when I saw that 2-run shot last night, dude, it instantly rejuvenates how I felt in spring training about this kid that, dude, he is, at some point, he's going to be legit. I mean, the fact that a lot of the balls he's been hitting, at least when he makes contact, the K rate is an issue, but when he makes contact, he's still hitting the ball pretty damn hard. And that ball, dude, which wouldn't have been a homer in Yankee Stadium, by the way. I love when that happens. An absolute bullet to left center field would not have been a home run in Yankee Stadium, 24 out of 30 parks. But anyways, that ball was absolutely crushed. And I just think you got to hope for those glimpses. And then towards the end of the year, you start to see them more and more frequently. It just becomes like his consistent style of play. Not like hitting home runs every single day, but just lowering the strikeouts, getting back to walking, playing consistent and good defense, working good at bats, and of course, putting up results as well. I just really think offensively, you got to stick with it. I know it's frustrating. I know how you feel. Like I totally get it, especially when you have Peraza raking down there. But as long as the defense is good, which you still kind of has to improve on that a little bit, the offense, I'm just going to let him figure it out because I don't think there's any progress to be made in AAA. I really don't. And this goes along with a lot of how Volpe's trajectory has gone. You know, you go back to AA, his first like 200 plate appearances, he was below average. He wasn't good. And then figures it out, takes off, finishes like with a 1.0 OPS in AA when that happens. So it's still too early for me. Still too early, but and also like I'm not even saying against you because you also just mentioned that you're willing to give him June. Like I think that's reasonable. Like it'll be a lot more reasonable like come All-Star break if people are still talking or if Volpe's still looking this way and people are talking about this. But still for now, for me, like I'm not even considering it personally.
Sure. No, it just bothers me when it's like he hits one. It kind of reminds me of, I know it's not the same situation at all, but it's like when Joey Gallo would like hit a home run, I'd be like, yo, is he back? But I need to see it on a consistent basis rather than like I'm freaking out over one home run, like because he ran into a.
Let me ask you, Anthony Volpe, shortstop of the future.
Is that a question?
Yes.
Oh, is he the shortstop? Like, how far into the future? We're talking
No,
like
like
10 years from
shortstop
now?
of the future. Like saying like the way you felt about him in spring training, like this is the Yankees shortstop. Is he the Yankees shortstop going forward? For me,
Organizationally, yeah, but do I think he should have been? No.
honestly,
No, actually, no, he's not the shortstop of the future. I would say that there's a very, very slim chance that he's still the Yankees starting shortstop in 5 to 7 years. I mean, will he still be on the team? Yeah, but I think he's probably more of a second baseman.
outside of just playing the odds on a prospect, like in terms of how I actually feel about him, I think you're crazy.
You
I
think
think,
he fits at shortstop?
yeah. Oh, I think without question, he has the skills for sure. Like
I
every
think
play
he
he
does.
doesn't make, we see him make like 9 more times in a row after that. And I think the arm is good enough. Like he's obviously athletic as hell. He's quick. He's capable of playing shortstop. It's just for some reason he's been making errors.
I think he fits better at second. And I think when Glaber leaves, I think he moves
Maybe
over to second.
if there were a clear option to like push him over to second, sure, I'm not against it, but I still think he can play the position.
One topic I think we need to hit on real quick, Sevy's implosion. One thing I do want to touch on as far as that goes is I'm so tired of big game Sevy just never showing up. Bro, it feels like when the lights are brightest, whether it's like a big Fox game or it's like a postseason game, Sevy shits the bed, bro. That's like a nice way of putting it. And Saturday or Friday, I don't remember what day it was. I think it was Friday. Absolutely putrid performance. I think it was like 7 earned runs. All of his stuff was flat, and it was just an awful start from Sevy.
Yeah, a lot of people think he was tipping too, which he had a good response to. He was like, I may have been tipping, doesn't matter. I just have to be better. Yeah, you could almost predict that going in. Sevy in LA, Friday night, coming off a couple of good starts, looking good. Like, and it's weird because it's not, I don't think it's a thing where he like collapses under pressure. I think he almost thrives too much under it to where he gets so excited, so amped up to where he's chucking those fastballs and they just come out a little bit straighter. What was it? First at bat, Mookie Betts crushes one, and then they're up 1-0, and then they go up 3-0, and I'm still tweeting out like, "Hey, we're gonna win this game." They go up 5-0. Yankees gonna win 9-7. That was my tweet, and then very quickly it was just like, God damn! Thank God for the Donaldson and Stanton homers because that could have been like, I mean, regardless, it was a bum way to start the series, but like I don't know, that kind of salvaged it a little bit for me. Listen, I don't get worried about it with Sevy because he has also pitched well in the playoffs before. I I get nervous like say you give me 5 starts of Sevy in October, I wouldn't be worried, right? The first one though does concern me because that's where he gets really amped up. I feel like if Sevy were to go back out, say next week, pitch in Dodger Stadium on Friday, I think he would be lights out and he'd be Luis Severino because he, kind of adjusts to it, takes realizes what because also with you saw in the Minnesota Twins Wildcard game in 17, coming all out there, firing fastballs, gets sticked around. And then he comes back and actually pitched pretty well against Cleveland. Like he kind of learned, kind of adapted. So like it's like I don't even know how I feel about it, dude. Because like I don't get worried about it in terms of like a large sample, but like
The problem is you never know what you're gonna get.
it is in the back of my head.
Yeah.
So I still like Sevy, dude. I'm not a fucking hater like you.
All right, okay, no,
Sorry, Pat.
that's
I've
one
been
thing
just
that
in the mood to like low key fuck with you this whole episode, and I'm just waiting for opportunities to get it out.
no, dude, because it's annoying. Because it's like one thing that I'll tweet out where I'm like questionable about a player or questionable about something, dude. Like that doesn't mean I'm a hater. It doesn't mean I'm rooting against the Yankees. It's just the fact of like, yo, I like to overthink things, and if I'm
You
not
overthink the
satisfied with
negative
how a
side
player's,
though. If
huh?
Sevy threw 6 shutout, you tweeting?
Yeah, dude. If Volpe
Did
is
you
a
tweet
three
about
homer
Domingo
game,
German
I'm
last
tweeting
night?
about it.
Actually asking, did you tweet about Domingo German last night? Because I did.
No,
Folks, I think we have our answer here.
but
Yo,
that's
is that
because whatever.
nothing, bro? Yo, I assume that was topic 5. I hope it was. We gotta get the
Yeah.
hell out of here. And I gotta edit this episode before 10:30. I think 10:30 is like the new time, by the way, when we record in mornings, which I love, by the way. Pat, tell the viewers, are you a fan of these morning recordings or no? Because I personally like them.
Yeah, they're cool.
Yo,
I don't
get
mind
this.
them.
Pat fucking so we're gonna record at 8 a.m. today. And like Pat wakes up like the ass crack of dawn and texts me, he's like, yo, I woke up a little early if you want to go earlier than 8.
It was like 5:30 for
Yeah,
context.
Pat. Let me
Yeah.
just fucking stroll out of bed at 5:45. Oh, Pat texts me. He wants to go early. Let's record the show. Wow.
Yeah,
Nah,
it
my
wasn't
brain's
like, yo,
crazy.
Dan, let's record now. It's more so like, yo, if you're up, I'm up kind of thing.
No, I think it was you letting me know that you're better than me for waking up earlier than me, and you're like, bro, I'm already up. Let's just record.
No, some people they do make that their personality though.
I
Like,
hate
yo, I
it.
woke up at 5:30.
I know. Yeah. No, that shit's annoying as hell. Well, like the people that just brag about like not sleeping. It's like, cool, bro. You'll be dead at 60. All right, let's get out of here. Socials, where can they find you?
Twitter and TikTok at Unhinged Patrick, Instagram at True Hennessy, and YouTube at Unhinged Patrick as well. I'm streaming, back streaming.
Very nice, very nice. Dan on work
Everything
on Twitter.
okay?
Dan on work on Instagram. Yankees Avenue Instagram. Yankees Avenue here on YouTube.
Yankees Avenue on TikTok.
Yankees
Shout out
Avenue on
Alana.
TikTok. Yes. Shout out Alana. You're a beast. Let's get the hell out of here, dude. See you guys next time. Let's go Yankees.
Her body's gold like September. She burns through the night like an ember. And all those things we try forgetting, I remember. But we say we all fine, we all fine.